It's 9 o'clock. Time to dim the lights, settle in close to your radio, and steel your nerves. WIND is taking you on a trip into the realm of the frightening and the bizarre. A trip between the lines of reality with your host, Horatio Dark. We now join the master of the macabre, the antiquarian of the insane, your navigator through the netherworld, Horatio Dark, as he reads between the lines of reality.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, it must be breakfast time. I do love a healthy, balanced breakfast. Crow's eggs, moon side up with a sprinkling of nightshade, fried bat wings, nice and crispy, a cup of wolfsbane tea. And what breakfast would be complete without a nice bowl of cereal? And what's your favorite cereal? Mine? Why, Atomos, of course! Each crunchy bite is packed with vitamins and minerals with a taste that's out of this world! That brings us to tonight's episode. Graham and Bran Mills. Children. Brothers. Best friends. Until one day, the unspeakable happens, and Graham is left on his own. Graham is back, but now he's the law. Will he find out what happened to his brother? Will he finally be able to rest? Find out on Snap, Crackle, Pop, and find out on Snap, Crackle, Pop, Act 1 of tonight's thrilling mystery, Serial Killer, by Todd Gardner, here on Horatio Dark's Between the Lines.
Hey, Graham. Yes, Bran? Why do we keep coming out here?
You mean to this old factory? Because it's awesome.
It's just, I've been thinking.
About what?
I'm thinking, we're getting too old for this kind of thing. It's not fun anymore.
I'm still having fun. What do you mean we're too old? We're the same age.
Duh. We're twins. I know we're the same age.
Although I'm technically 20 minutes older.
That doesn't count.
It totally counts.
Whatever.
Whatever with your whatevers.
I'm just saying that we're still using our decoder rings and pretending to be pirates and soldiers. If we aren't doing that, we're running around playing cops and robbers. I'm getting bored. Plus, I don't like this place anymore.
Come on, Bran. It's just something to do. We don't get to be kids forever.
I know, Graham, but look at this place. It's really spooky. It stinks, and it's really far from home. It's never been the same since Mikey died during the Great Pirate Adventure. Besides, if something like that happened to us, they'd never find us.
Don't be so dramatic. They'd find us, and it's not that far away. Why are you bringing up Mikey all of a sudden?
I'm still really sad about it. He was my best friend, and I made him come up here.
Don't blame yourself. You didn't make him do anything. We all wanted adventures. He liked it here.
I just wish I hadn't told him about this stupid place. I mean, his dad was totally wrecked at the funeral. I think he still blames me for what happened.
I don't think he does, Bran. We're just kids. Mikey's dad has to know that it was an accident. You didn't do anything on purpose.
Easy for you to say. You didn't see him go crunch when he fell off the wall. I still remember yelling, "Hey, Mikey! Hey, Mikey!" just hoping he'd answer, but he never did.
I know it hurts, Bran. But it'll get easier. I'm sure of it. Mikey himself would have said, "Hey, Bran, don't sweat it. That's life."
He said that a lot. It was his favorite saying. I really miss him.
You know, I miss him too. But he wouldn't want us to just mope around all the time. So what do you say? Let's go exploring in the basement again.
The basement? Jeez, Graham, this is how my horror comics always start. I don't know. It just feels really weird to be here. I think we should leave.
Bran, this is how we get tricked into being grown-ups. We start feeling nervous all the time and being afraid of everything.
I'm not afraid. I'm just, thinking.
Come on, Bran. No real adventure ever started with thinking.
What was that?
What was what?
That! You had to hear it that time.
Yeah, I heard it that time. We should go check it out.
That sounds like a really bad idea, Graham. Let's get out of here.
Don't flake out on me, Bran. I think we should investigate.
I'm not flaking out. I just think it's a terrible idea.
Why not? Bransy is a pansy.
Stop it, Graham!
Bransy is a pansy. Bransy is a pansy.
I mean it, Graham. You better stop. I'm not a pansy.
Prove it. Come with me.
At least my name isn't Teddy Graham.
It's Theodore, not Teddy. Besides, I don't even use that name.
Whatever you say, Teddy Graham.
Fine, you win. Don't call me Teddy Graham, and I won't call you Bransy the Pansy. Deal? Just come with me.
Okay, it's a deal. I'll go, but then we go home right after.
Deal. I think it's over this way. I think something is burning. Bran, do you see that?
I do!
I'm gonna get a closer look.
I'll be right behind you.
Bran? Bran, where are you?
Graham! Graham, help! Someone just grab me! Let me go! Ow, my arm, Graham!
Bran, where are you? I don't see you. It's too dark.
Graham, help me! I'm burning! No! Ah!
Where are you? I can't find you.
Graham, oh my gosh, I can see his face. It's him. It's
Bran! Bran! Where are you? Bran! No! Bran!
General office chatter.
So then I collated everything like 5 times, and that was lunch.
Those temps, you can't rely on them.
In post.
And that's the last time you saw them, Detective Mills?
Well, Captain Kellogg, technically speaking, that's the last time I saw him alive.
Of course. I'm so very sorry, Detective. Please, call me Trixie.
Sorry, Trixie. He was simply gone. I looked everywhere for him, and when the scraping started again, I ran all the way home. Bran was found about a week later. His arm was broken, he had some burns on his body, and he had ultimately died from a gunshot wound. Snap, crackle, pop. It was all my fault. Still not easy to talk about.
Of course, Detective. You know, as cops, we have to rely on each other. It's good to know what we're made of and what we've been.
Thank you, Captain. Sorry. Thank you, Trixie. By the way, you can call me Graham.
Graham, I can only imagine how hard it must have been on you and your family.
It was like an atomic bomb went off, but only in our house. That wasn't the worst of it, though. When they found him, the killer had done something very strange.
Oh, you don't mean... Graham, if this is too difficult or too private, you don't have to share.
Oh, no, Trixie, there wasn't anything perverse, per se. The killer didn't do anything like that. It's just that when they did an autopsy, they found something loosely stitched inside his stomach.
Oh, I see. What did they find?
They found his decoder ring.
How odd. Did he swallow it?
No, the killer apparently sliced open Bran's stomach and then placed it inside. He then sewed the whole thing up. My brother wasn't the only victim. There were a string of other victims, mostly children. The press even gave the killer a nickname.
Oh, of course. Whatever sells papers. What was it?
The Lucky Charms Killer.
That's terrible. Did they ever catch that brute?
No, they didn't. Losing Bran really pushed my dad over the edge. We'd lost Mom a year or so before Bran died. Before all of that, my dad had been a colonel in the army and was a war hero. He was on the short list to become a brigadier general.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I have to say, though, that it's probably better that your mother was spared that kind of pain.
Perhaps you're right, but it was really hard on both of us. I felt like I had no one left. My dad basically retreated into himself. I even started wearing Bran's decoder ring around my neck. Actually, I still do.
What a lovely sentiment.
Yeah, I miss him. I guess I always will. With the ring, I feel like he's not completely gone, you know?
I do.
We'd been really happy before losing Mom and Bran. Bran and I would run around the house calling Dad General Mills and saluting, and Mom would grin and Dad's eyes would get all bright, and he'd laugh and say things like, "Not just yet, privates. Now drop and give me 20.
That's pretty cute. Sounds like a loving way to grow up.
It was. But that all changed when we lost Mom. We were doing mostly okay. Bran and I spent a lot of time by ourselves. But when we lost Bran, Dad just gave up completely. He abandoned his post at the base and retired with an ODPMC.
ODPMC?
Other designated physical and mental conditions discharge. It's the Army's way of saying that he was completely broken. All I know is that the light in his eyes went out and I never saw it again.
Do you still see your father?
I do, but it's like I don't exist. He still thinks I'm a beat cop. I tell him how far I've come and what I'm up to, and he just stares at me. It's like he's in a constant fog.
Where is he living?
He's staying at Frank and Barry's place. Frank is his old Army buddy, and Barry is Frank's partner.
Excuse me, Graham. I have to take this. Hello? Another body was found? I'll send someone right away. Yes, I do understand that this is the 4th one this month. Of course. We're putting our best detective on it. Of course. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mayor.
That was the mayor?
Yes. And detective, you're not going to like this.
What is it?
They found another body with what appears to be new stitching on the stomach. It's the 4th one this month. The mayor has asked me to put my best detective on it. That means you. I know there are a lot of similarities to what happened with your brother. Can I count on you?
Yes, Captain. I'm good to go.
Oh no! More murders like Bran's so many years ago? Now that's what I call dedication. I wish I had that kind of gumption.
Now, don't we all, Horatio? But wait, you can! Make Atomos a part of your well-balanced breakfast, and you'll be ready to blast off into your day. Each crunchy bite is packed with vitamins and minerals with a taste that's out of this world. So remember, kids, if you need a boost like rocket fuel in the morning, have your mom buy Atomos, located in the cereal aisle of your local grocers. Atomos, they're out of this world. And now, back to Serial Killer, Act 2, A Prize Inside, by Todd Gardner, here on Horatio Dark's Between the Lines.
Okay, everyone, this is a crime scene. If you're not a detective or part of the CSI crew, then you gotta go. That's it. Ta-ta, cheerio, amscray. Well, if it isn't the coolest cat around, Detective Tony El Tigre Katz.
Hey, everybody! The prodigal son has arrived! If it isn't the one and only Detective Golden Graham Mills!
Ha! Nice. How's the wife and kids, Tony?
They're great! How are things with you, Graham? Are you still sowing those wild oats?
Nah, I'm 2 scoops of healthy these days. It's working out. Taking vitamins. I'm even eating a balanced breakfast with whole grains and all sorts of healthy stuff. I'm becoming the total package. So, Tony, what do we have here?
We got a body dump. Jogger found him early this morning.
Yeah, there's a blood pool present, so that checks out. The murder must have happened somewhere else. What time did the jogger find him?
5:30 a.m. They said they were starting their run around 5 a.m. and then came across the body about a half hour in.
Running at 5 a.m.? Whew. Someone's clearly been eating their Wheaties.
I know, right? I'm only running if some perp decides to make a fast break.
We all get our kicks somehow. So, El Tigre, what do we know about our horizontal friend here?
His name is Stephen Crisp, and he's a Quaker. I've already grabbed his ID. I also recognize him from a missing persons flyer back at the cop shop.
Poor kid. It's a darn shame when they run away from their troubles just to find bigger ones. That's life, I guess.
True enough. And oh, there's something else.
Let me guess. Freshly sewn wound on his stomach?
Whoa, how did you know?
I've seen his work before. And besides, Captain Kellogg told me what to expect. I'm guessing there's likely a toy inside that wound.
A toy? Are you serious?
Like a heart attack. Before your time, there was a real piece of work known as the Lucky Charms Killer. He hasn't been active in years, though. Real cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs kind of character. Has the coroner been here yet?
I think that's her pulling up now.
Hello, gentlemen. What do you have for me?
Good morning, Dr. Vates.
Good morning, Dr. Vates.
Good morning. Call me Cashy.
Right, well, Cashy, Jogger found the body at 5:30 this morning. Detective Graham here may have some insight about the victim.
I've seen this sort of thing before. If the MO is the same, you're likely going to find a prize inside that body.
A prize? Excuse me? And how is it that you're familiar with the killer's methods?
Yeah, the killer leaves a lucky charm inside. Sort of his calling card. It's also what happened to my brother when we were kids.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, but it was a long time ago. Just keep me informed as to what you find. Tony, let's see what else we can find. If there's any more clues, let's dig them up.
Graham, in all the time we've known each other, I've never known you to talk about your brother. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Brand's just been on my mind lately. My pops isn't doing so well, and I can't help but think about how things would have been different if Mom and Brand hadn't died.
I don't envy you, my friend. It's a lot of misery to carry around. It's good that you were able to channel all that into being super cop. Don't worry, Graham. We'll get this guy.
Hope you're right, Tony.
I think that's your radio, Graham.
Detectives, are you there? Over.
We're here, Captain. What is it? Over.
We just got a letter from someone claiming to be the killer. Over.
Captain, a lot of those letters are from Fruit Loops that just want to feel important.
I think this one is the real deal, detectives. Over.
But, Captain, what makes this a special case? Over.
This letter has details that we've not revealed to the press, namely what we found in the bodies. Over.
Okay, get me up to speed. What's been found so far? Over.
There's been a green plastic soldier, a plastic police badge, and a small pirate ship. Over.
Captain, are you sure? Couldn't be. Give me a minute. Soldiers, pirates, and a badge? Over?
Captain, give us a minute. It looks like Graham just saw a ghost. Over.
A ghost? Oh my goodness, Graham, I just put it together. These prizes, they're about you. Do you think the killer is sending you a message? Over.
Captain, it would seem most likely. There's something I never told anyone about the night Brand died. Something I didn't even tell my father. I think Brand was trying to tell me who the killer was. He told me that he could see him, but he never got to say who it was. Captain, Dr. Vates is coming back. I'll fill you in shortly. Over and out.
Detectives?
Yes, Dr. Vates.
I found something. The wound was post-mortem. I went ahead and opened the stitching. You were correct, Detective Graham. There was something inside.
What was it?
It appears to be a small plastic box with a piece of paper inside.
It's a terrarium.
It is? How can you be so sure?
Those came in alphabet cereal. Brand loved watching those little sprouts grow. You said there was some paper inside?
Yes, but there's just a string of letters on it.
A string of letters? Graham, do you think it's some sort of code?
Yes, I do. And I think I can solve it.
How?
With Brand's help.
What do you mean?
I'm wearing Brand's decoder ring. Dr. Vates, read off the letters.
G, S, Z, G, H, then a space, then O, R, U, V.
T, H, A, T, S, L, I, F, E. That's life.
That's life? What does that mean?
Mikey, oh my God, Brand was right all along. It all fits!
What fits?
Oh no, Pops. Tony, we gotta go right now.
What fits? Go where? And who's Mikey?
I'll explain on the way. We have to go back to where it all started, to the old factory. Radio the captain, we're gonna need backup.
Oh boy! Back to the beginning. It reminds me of an experiment I conducted in my earlier years. I was trying to reverse the aging process. My test subject was a hen. I guess you could say I was trying to find out which came first, the chicken or the egg. I didn't write it.
That sounds horrific, Horatio. But do you know what else is a bad joke? Communism. How can you keep the communist menace at bay? With truth dollars. That's how. Your truth dollars fight communism in its own backyard, behind the Iron Curtain. Give truth dollars and get in the fight. Support the war effort. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster. And now back to Serial Killer, Act 3, That's Life, by Todd Gardner, here on Horatio Dark's Between the Lines.
Don't you recognize me, Colonel Mills?
Should I? And time in once.
I asked you a question. Don't you recognize me?
I don't. But you better let me go.
You've forgotten my face. My son was the boy your son murdered.
Jean Lafoot.
So you do remember me?
You were Mikey's dad.
Yes, I was until your boy killed him.
Mikey's death was a tragic accident. The boys were just playing around and he fell.
Your son Bran dragged him to the old factory, to these old factory. This is where they once played. Poetic, no?
Bran adored Mikey. They were best friends.
He looked up to Bran, and he foolishly trusted him. But make no mistake, Bran killed him.
I feel your pain, Jean. We both lost sons. Bran didn't kill him. Mikey just fell. It was a tragic accident.
That's what Bran kept saying. Bran and I had a long talk about Mikey.
What do you mean? You spoke with Bran? When did you talk to him?
You know, Colonel, I used to come here a lot after Mikey's death. I even began burning some of Mikey's things so I wouldn't be haunted by them when I played by his room. One day, Bran and Graham were playing at this old factory again. Again! I just snapped. I knew what I had to do. They were just playing here like Mikey never existed.
What did you do?
I hid behind some old junk. They were sniffing around my fire, so when I had a chance, I grabbed one of them. It turned out I grabbed Bran. I heard his arm snap as he was struggling to get free. He did get loose for a second, but then he fell right into the fire. I guess it wasn't his, how you say, lucky day. He wouldn't shut up, though. He kept screaming for Graham. He was about to tell him who I was. I couldn't let that happen, so I shot my gun into the ground right next to him. That shut him up quick. Then I grabbed him up and ran.
My son didn't die that day?
No, he did not. Once I had him back at my house, I kept asking him why he killed my son. He kept saying it was an accident. You know, you raised that tough kid. No matter how much I tortured him, he never changed his story. But I know the truth. He was lying. He killed my son. He wouldn't admit it, so I lost it. I couldn't listen to his lies anymore, so I shot him. An eye for an eye.
I will kill you, my sweet boy!
I also wanted to send a message to you and your son. That's why I sewed his ring into his belly. Those cops, though, they either didn't find the note I left, or if they did, they didn't care.
Bran was a sweet, innocent boy, and you murdered him? You! You murdered all those other children. You are a sick bastard. If I get loose, you're a dead man.
I am already, how you say, a dead man. I realized if I only took Bran, they'd find out it was I. So I took the others as well. The press ate it up. A serial killer. Colonel Mills, you've killed your share of people for the greater good. Isn't that the way it works in your precious army? All right, it's former Colonel Mills. I heard that you went a bit mad yourself.
Don't you dare compare military service to willful murder. I never killed anyone outside of war. Bran was just a boy. He did nothing to you.
Not likely. You are going to pay for the sins of your son.
Step away from my father, Mr. Lafoot.
Well, if it isn't Teddy Graham Mills, all grown up.
It's Detective Theodore Graham Mills now, Mr. Lafoot. Step away from my father.
Teddy, he's got me. I'm trapped.
Don't worry, Pops. I'm not letting him kill anyone else.
How charming. It's good that I'll get to kill you both right here. It will save me a trip.
I'm afraid I can't let that happen.
He's got a knife. He's gonna kill me.
Mr. Lafoot, drop the knife. This place is completely surrounded.
I don't care. I'm going to finish what I started.
Drop the knife, or I promise you that you will not make it out of here alive.
Alive? I died the day Bran took Mikey away from me. He was my everything, my lucky charm. Don't you see that? You and your brother were always getting Mikey into trouble, and then you killed him. Now I'm an old man. Those damn doctors say don't have much time left. I couldn't die in peace knowing the two of you still live.
So you thought if you killed me and my father that you'd find closure? Where's the closure for the families of all those other children you killed? You only made more hate in the world. You defiled those children and made their families suffer for no reason at all. You're an absolute monster.
That may be, but I wanted them to suffer, just like I suffered. Now it's your turn. Au revoir, Colonel.
El Tigre, take him down, now!
No! Oof! Gotcha! Don't even try to struggle, you silly rabbit. You have the right to remain silent.
Dad! Teddy!
Come on, Mr. LaFoot, it's over.
It's not fair. I was so close.
That's life, boy chick. Now shut it.
Son, I'm so sorry. I've been a terrible father to you. Every time I see your face, I'd see Bran and what he'd look like now. I just couldn't take it.
Dad, I miss him too. You know, something, I think you're the only one that still calls me Teddy.
I guess so. I know you're all grown up now, Detective Graham Mills, but you're still my boy. By the way, how did you find me?
Bran helped me.
What do you mean?
Mr. LaFoot left a clue in The Last Victim. Sounds really morbid in retrospect. A plastic terrarium with a coded message inside. I used this.
Bran's decoder ring. You boys spent hours sending messages back and forth to each other with those. It's like I had a house of CIA agents.
You sure did, Dad. Bran's ring led me right here. We really did have some good times. And, Dad, I miss you. I want some good times again.
Me too, son. Can you ever forgive your old man for being a danged fool, Detective Mills?
Of course I can. And Dad, you can call me Teddy.
Teddy! Ha! The big bad detective has a soft side. Don't look at me like this. But I'll remember you said that, son. Teddy. I'm gonna milk this for all it's worth if you don't mind.
Ugh! Come on, Dad. Jeez. You know what? Fine. You win. Let's go home.
It looks like they got the nasty culprit responsible for the horrendous slayings around town. That's quite the shame. Now, where am I going to get fresh corpses from my experiments? Oh, well. Someone else will take their place. They always do. Next time, Mark is your average teenager working the average teenage job at the average burger stand. Things are going rather normal until a portal to hell opens in the freezer! Why is it there? What does it want? Where are they going to put all the meat? Find out next time on Cheeseburger in Hell! On Horatio Dark's Between the Lines!
You just heard Serial Killer by Todd Gardner. Featuring Ann Tabor as Bran Mills and Captain Trixie Kellogg and the Mayor. Kate Smith Morris as Teddy Graham Mills, the younger. Chaz Kadesla as Colonel Mills. Brad Bukowski as Detective Tony Katz. Dave Kay as Detective Graham Mills, all grown up. Miriam Doyle as Dr. Kashi Vates. And Brendan Perry as Jane Lafoot. Jane Lafoot. Jean Lafoot, whatever. Like anybody listen to this part anyway, shut up. John Friedlander as Horatio Dark. Jean Friedlander.
Horatio.
As Horatio Dark. Aaron Travis as the announcer. Dave Marcoux and Louis as Zeffoli.